What's going on, guys? Long time no see, and I know this is here. It's kind of like late, but hey, this will help you next year. All right, what I'm gonna do right here? I'm gonna give y'all a couple of recipes for some desserts. That's for like festive times. And this one here, it's gonna be a red velvet box cake, but I'm gonna level it up to another. I'm gonna put my signature on it. Uh, you're gonna need yourself 3 large eggs, room temperature. Let them sit out for hours with an S before you cook them. You preferably want everything you put in your cake room temperature, even the milk. Now see, this box calls for a cup of water, but we're gonna use some homemade buttermilk. I know it looks kind of disgusting, but that's the process. Trust it. What it is a cup of regular whole milk and like a tablespoon of vinegar, white vinegar. You put that in there, stir it up for about enough to, mix it. Let it sit for 10 minutes. You can use lemon juice if you wanted to, but you gotta have acid. Let it sit, and that's gonna turn that regular milk into some buttermilk. That's that next level you're going to. Alright, then I'm gonna add some more color to it. So it already gonna turn red, but I want some more color to it. Then we're gonna put a tablespoon of cocoa. It already got cocoa in it, but we want a little more richer flavor. That little cocoa flavor. And then we use coconut oil instead of vegetable oil. This is a little more healthier, which I ain't caring about that part because we eating cake. Cake is not healthy. So this is a little more healthier, but it also adds a little more flavor when you use coconut. I like using that when I do cakes. And just to make it more simpler, we didn't even pull out the big the big mixer. We're gonna use the actual hand joint. We're gonna use that little hand mixer. We're gonna use it in a regular old bowl here. Let's get to going. Let's get it, y'all. You probably ain't gonna see me use too many measuring sticks and bowls and all that, cause I'm pretty much a professional at this stuff. So I told you the measurements. You go by that, or do what I do. You know what I'm saying? Do what you want to do. Follow this blueprint. That's all this is, the blueprint. Some of you who don't know about cooking red velvet cake and never seen it cook, like, how's that brown won't turn red? That's called magic, y'all. Never heard of magic? Go Google magic. Heard of what y'all do these days. You Google everything. Hey, how else you gonna learn? Alright, what we gonna start with here? Let me get my buttermilk a little more stir. Yeah, that's high quality buttermilk, y'all. Alright. I'm gonna start with me my tablespoon of chocolate here. Maybe a tablespoon and a half. Yeah. Alright. And I'm gonna put my eggs in here. I'm gonna tell y'all another trick of the trade. When you're dealing with eggs, now you see me not doing it, but hey, I'm trying to tell you something here. Don't bust them on the side of the bowl. Bust them on a flat surface, like so. You get less pieces that can bust off into your recipe. Also, don't bust them into your recipe because it could be a bad egg. You can have a chicken in that egg, and you don't want to just throw it off in your recipe. So do that. Alright, now we're gonna get this kind of in a little bit here. And we're gonna use this half cup. It's a whole cup, but we're gonna use a half cup of this oil. So where are we? Right here, bow. Half cup of that coconut oil. Stir it on low. Alright. That's just to get a little mix, y'all. Just a little mix. Because you don't ever want to overbeat this stuff, or you start forming gluten. Now, when you cooking a cake like, here goes secret, y'all, like your Italian cream cake or one of those coarse cakes, the gluten will help you. It'll help hold those wet ingredients in. Gluten is good for wet ingredients. Alright, we're going to add our cup of milk. Or water, whatever you want to use. I mean, if you like, I don't use milk, I don't eat milk. Don't do like what I'm doing, making a mix right now. Put a little bit of my red color in there. That's about a teaspoon. And if I like that color, let's see. I think I'm gonna put just a tad more in there because I like that color, but could get better. Alright. Now you gotta be careful because this red will dye you. You'll get on your clothes, your hands. That was 2 minutes of beating, y'all. You don't want, like I said, go too far because you don't want no gluten. That was 2 minutes of beating. Alright, y'all, notice something I like to do here. Get yourself some parchment paper. And it gives you some good cooking spray, something like this, the kind that have flour in it. Get a good shaky shake. It'll do you good. But I'm gonna show you something I like to do here. Alright. I put a little bit in the bottom of my pan. Then I take, now you probably saw in another video where I cut some pieces and make them perfectly round. But I use just some little pieces like this. And as I spray this pan, it's gonna make them stick. And little pieces I got sticking up the side here, I call them, now I personally call them release tabs. Cause it's gonna help me get that cake out. You'll see. Trust this process here. You do not have to use it with that spray now. You don't, but I'm telling you. Then spray it again. But spray the whole pot this time. With the whole pan. The paper too. And I like doing that over the sink, y'all. It's just less mess. And I just rinsed my top out, my tip, because of the sprayer. It'll get clogged on you. Alright. You want to equally fill your pans up. Don't be funny with them. They're gonna be the same, so fill them up the same. I always get you something to scrape here. I got this little fancy smancy scraper I got, but I don't feel like getting this on my hand, y'all. I don't want this red stuff on my hand because it's like small. And it will get this stuff on your hand because you got to stick your hand up in there. Cut him off. Still got it on the edge. I tried to avoid it. Try to get as much cake out of this bowl as possible, or you'll have a small flat cake, y'all. Every little bit really counts. But I done so much this week that was kind of demanding. Wasn't that much in reality, not to me it ain't, but it was, and it got my back kind of burning. So me standing like this killing me. And they look pretty much equal. That's what I don't like. I don't like to make that mess on the side. It's gonna start burning. And that burnt smell in your oven will attach to your food. Y'all, as these are being 9-inch not bunt. You can use a bunt pan you want to, but 2 9-inch pans. You want to pop them in your preheated oven for 350 degrees. As you put on 350 degrees, let them get in there for about, say around 29 minutes at the highest. But I would check it at around 20. I would check it at 20 because your oven may vary. You get your toothpick or whatever kind of wooden stick, stick it dead in the center and pull it out. If it's wet, leave them in there. If it come out dry, you're ready to roll. It's just like, you know, you can look, some people look at it and say, it's done. I don't go by that. I go by that toothpick stick. And like when I cook meats, y'all, this is what I use. People say, it look done. I don't go by that. I go by temp, y'all. So let's pop this in the oven on 350 degrees and see what it do. Hey, you're going to want to toast you some pecans at 350 degrees for about 7 to 10 minutes. And a rule is once you get them all lined out on your tray like this here, let them go for like 2.5, 3.5 minutes. Toss them up again and do it again, but I ain't going to do all that. I'm just going to do this. And what you want to do is you want to toast them, not roast, toast them until you start kind of smelling aromatic smells. And, you know, they just get a little toastiness on them. That's it. Because these like right here, they what they is. They raw. You know, anything could taste a little better with a little cooking to it. But once you toast these, it adds a little, it don't add, but it brings the flavor out a little more. And your recipes will be a whole lot better with the toasted pecans. And then they'll be they have a little more, if you get them right, they'll be a little more whole, I don't know the word, but they'll fare better in your recipes versus them getting soggy. They have a little crisp to them. So let's get them in the oven. Alright, y'all, this is gonna be hot. So I did the toothpick test and they came out nice. Nice. See that rich color you got going on there? And look, they already ready to release. I can release them now while they hot and they don't even tear up on me. But we're gonna let them cool. Alright, dump the cream cheese in. I say you can also just dump all this, but you'll make it hard on yourself just to go ahead and start beating up some of this stuff. Throw the butter in. A little bit of vanilla. If you do too much vanilla, y'all, it will change the color of your frosting. Sugar, baby. Keep adding sugar to your tasting and to your thickness of your frosting how you want. Yeah, I'm trying to make this as simple as I can for y'all, because everybody thinks certain things are hard. You just gotta apply yourself, especially if you're a grown man. I try to apply myself to much things that I can possibly do on my own, but that's what us poor folk do. That's what us poor folk do. You gotta do stuff on your own. Figure it out. Alright. Now once I get the thickness I want, which is that, go and put that half cup of toasted pecans in it. Which I ain't gonna use a half cup, I'm gonna use that and leave this much in there to sprinkle on top for garnishment. This is what we got. That's your red velvet frosting. Cream cheese frosting. Alright, cake cool, y'all. Put your little dabby dab there. In the middle there. Y'all don't fast forward now. Don't fast forward. I might throw some tips in. I might throw some tips in for something else. You never know. Don't fast forward. You can't watch all the commercials. Well, this channel ain't got commercials yet. Go to TNT Life. That channel has commercials. Go watch all the commercials. So I can get some money from y'all. Alright. Got that in right there. Gotta do another quick release. Bow. That wasn't no fluke, y'all. Boom. Alright, we're gonna flip this just like that. Make sure them same all the way around. Alright. Check this out. See that hump? I ain't too much keen about that hump. But take your bread knife. Cut that hump off. You don't have to cut this hump off, but I advise you to cut that hump off because here come another tip with this piece. Boom. Cut them off. Cut him off. Alright. You're going to end up with this. Alright, now you need that. Told you. Don't skip. You lose, you skip. You're like, oh no, you messed up the crumbles. No, 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 no. Them crumbles is part of the decoration. Alright, y'all. Take this piece of cake you cut up, crumble it up real good. Don't need all of it though. If I want to do it the sides, yeah, I'd use all of it, but I'm just gonna use this amount. But this is gonna be like a birthday red velvet cake. It's gonna be top decked out with stuff. Alright, now you got your crumbles that look like this. Crumble. Most times, y'all people don't think I make the cakes I make. You didn't make that. You went to the store and bought that. Well, you didn't see I'm making this. Alright. The rest of your nuts on top. Pecans. Toasted. Y'all, the cake is done. But, you know, all this extra adding stuff to it, you don't have to. This for the aesthetics. Bed them in now. Alright. One more step I'm going to do, y'all. I like to put some of this red sugar on top. It helps looks good, but I like it for the crunch. Especially if you eat it when it's not wet down yet. Man, y'all almost remind me of a Christmas tree cake with the crunch. So I'm putting this green just to make it festive. little fixing up, then we'll spin them around for you. Alright, there it is, y'all. It ain't getting cut till tomorrow, so I can't let you see what it look like on the inside. But see the sprinkles and everything?